Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and Skeven, and welcome to PSGL F2. I am joined tonight by Frisky CJ. Say hello, Frisky.
Hello, everybody. Pleasure to be here. Thank you to Big Mass Cube for getting me in, and it's going to be a good race, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and just in case everyone didn't know, Bad Boy does have a chance tonight to actually win the title. So hopefully, Bad Boy can get it sorted tonight, because they don't have to worry about the last couple rounds. But yeah, I mean, in terms of quali times, I know obviously Bad Boy, Skeven, etc. all going to be setting maybe, I think, I'm going to say mid fives or high fives. I actually don't know the quali times. I should really know, but I have not got a clue. So I guess we'll play it by how quick these guys are. But in terms of strategy, I'm going to say a one stop ultra soft to the soft tyres. Frisky, do you agree with that, or do you think people will try and go for a two stop?
It's an interesting call, because if you're really pace and you're really quick and you do have the pace, a two-stop strategy is viable, because you're never going to really be on the soft tyres. But saying that, I would have to say I have to be a one-stop going onto the softs, because the softs are just so durable and you can keep decent pace with them. I think one stop going from ultras to softs will be what most people are doing. But obviously, if you're starting outside top 10, then you could even go maybe softs and into ultras at the end, because you have fresh sweepers at the start spot. I think one stop should do it.
Yeah, right. Well, that's Frisky's analysis of the tyres and different strategies. And we could also have some rain here. Could be a sort of wet race, and then maybe even going on to dries towards the end of the race. So we don't know. Obviously, we can't see the weather. So just on board with a Bad Boy now. And Frisky, if you was Bad Boy right now, how would you be feeling knowing that you can get the title wrapped up tonight?
If I was in his shoes, I'd be feeling confident, because obviously if he built up this much of a margin with 3 races to spare, I'd be thinking, you know, even if I don't wrap up the title today, no worries, I can go to the next race and try to get on there. So for him, it's just really, he's in the position everywhere he wants to be. He's in the prime position. If he does wrap up the championship, fantastic. If he doesn't, he still have 2 more opportunities to wrap up later. So just the main thing for him is just to keep it clean and just try to get any sort of points that would help to his championship battle.
Yeah, and I've just been on board with Bad Boy, and I think he got his lap invalidated, so maybe he is feeling the pressure tonight.
Possibly.
Yeah, and Skeven so far the only driver to actually get into the fives. So
5s already.
Yeah, good job from Skeven. And okay then.
He's got just under a tenth quicker, but he's into the 5.8s. And why I love Austria so much is because obviously it's a really short track, and the field is so usually so tight, because there's not really a lot of things that you can do like wrong, so it really bunches up the field and it makes for the racing to be really competitive.
Yeah, I agree. And with obviously the 2 long straights, well, overtaking is just easy. So I mean, if you're out of position, as I say, I don't know, Bad Boy or even Skeven start maybe outside the top 10. Obviously, Skeven won't start outside the top 10 because he set a good lap. But let's say Bad Boy starts 13th. You know, it's not necessarily game over. So
no.
with obviously DRS and slipstream, then Bad Boy could qualify 13th and even have some fun. Who knows? But
maybe that's part of the plan for him. Maybe he does want to qualify outside top 10. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah,
never know.
Yeah, man. So I'm just looking at the chat now. So hello, Louis, Abiodun, Alice Killer, Lucendric, CC Brain. Bad Boy's actually in the chat, and he said he bottled his first lap. So
okay, so
that's
that
interesting.
Definitely wasn't in the plan then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So now, when you bottle your first, now he doesn't have a banker lap, so the pressure's really going to be onto him for his last qualifying lap. So and then when you have more pressure onto you, then you maybe can slip up here and there. So it's going to be interesting what he can do for his final qualifying time.
Yeah, but he's still in the pits. I know with obviously Austria being only a 1 minute 5 on 1 minute 6 lap, then maybe people might try and get three runs in. Maybe it would be very tight, but Bad Boy's still in the pits, so
it's possible to do that, but maybe. But you would have to be pretty like in out. You have to be pushing quite a lot, but it is possible, as you said. So
yeah, and just to sort of give you a bit of background as well. Skeeven's teammate AMD has been sort of kept an eye on Italy last week and Singapore, and he has been known to start quite low but then finish 5th, 6th, and 7th places. So if AMD does qualify poorly tonight, then he'll no doubt do what he's been doing and maybe even try and get a top 5 finish, because not only that, he'll be helping his teammate Skeeven as well, who sits in 3rd place at the minute. And actually Scuba, we missed it, actually went 2nd place. And
Scuba with a 5.8, very, very solid time. And yeah, just going back to the point that you made about you know, qualifying people that, you know, sometimes qualify lower down but work their way back up in the race. You know, there's no points on offer for qualifying, so even if you do qualify far back, if you can work up your way up the field and get some solid points, that's really all that matters. And you know, you shouldn't really judge somebody maybe if they have a lack in a bit of quali pace, but they make up in that lack of quali pace in their, you know, race pace and a racecraft.
Yeah, and Bad Boy is stone dead last with 5 minutes to go. So the pressure is on for Bad Boy now. There is only 14 runners. I mean, it's better than what we've had. I believe last week they got 14 as well, but a couple of weeks before that it was quite poor showings. But 14 people isn't bad considering it's the end of the game. So
yeah,
I mean,
coming to the end of any game life cycle, you know, people, they play it so much throughout the year, they kind of get bored, they lose a bit of motivation, they might not be as quick as they were at the start of the game, etc. But 14 people is still a good showing regardless.
Yep, and there's only 2 people out on track, Wesker and Merck, and me and Frisky of course know how close Merck and Wesker are outside of any league. These two are basically best friends, so
yeah.
No doubt they're in a party together.
Yeah, they could be mistaken for being Mr. and Mrs. You know, they're that close. But,
yeah, definitely. Oh, Jesus Christ!
But interested to say that Merck actually is on the super sauce. Me personally, unless he can make a decent way up into the grid on super softs, I wouldn't say that much point, because say even if he does qualify 13th or 12th, you know, he will still be on the supers anyway. So I'm not too sure what his strategy is. Maybe it's go for the right call, but I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, I don't think Merck knows himself, because I saw him in the chat before the race, and I think every week he makes a point of saying, "Oh, I can't be bothered," or "I've just got in from work," or you know, he's got other commitments away from the game. So obviously Merck hasn't got the time to practice and know which strategy is obviously quicker. So I think this is just a hit and hope for Merck, and he's actually going to come to finish his lap, went wide at the last corner, but he goes a 7th place. Wow.
A low 6. That's impressive on the supers.
Yeah,
that's a good lap time.
That is a very good lap time for Merck, because Wesker now finishes his lap. Can he beat his good friend Merck? I think Wesker might have got invalidated. Oh no, on a P7.
No,
so wow,
just
1,000.
Look how close that is.
Oh my god. Who would have thought?
Talk about them being close, and then that happens. That's
oh
unreal.
My god.
That's unreal.
But again, I think that just makes Merck's lap on them supers look really good, because obviously everyone on ultras and he's in P8 on a set of supers. So yeah, again, solid lap from Merck.
He might have done a low-key masterclass here, because if you think about it, we haven't factored into the rain, so maybe he could go longer into the race and don't have to pit when rain comes, and maybe just pit for into straight away. Possibly, I'm not too sure on the forecast for the race, but that is maybe part of why he did that. Yeah,
and low 2 minutes remaining in quali. Bad Boy still in the pits.
Well, he's really moving it down to the last minute then if he's...
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think we've got Skeeven starting a lap. So I think this is Bad Boy's nearest competitor, I think, in the championship. So let's see what Skeeven can do, see if he can snatch pole. All he needs to do is improve by a 10th.
But you also got to think that the other guys are most likely going to improve as well. So he maybe has to be maybe 2 or 3 tenths quicker than his first lap that he did.
Yeah, definitely.
But coming through the hairpin, really clean there. Nice, kept the apex speed up. Exit traction seems good as well.
Oh.
And we got Black Mamba there. So he just got provisional pole by a few hundred. So yeah, that is cutting it close.
Yeah, and I'm actually still on board with Skeeven now, coming into sector 2. Tight, twisty bit of Austria, and he's navigating it quite nice. And I think yeah, he got invalid. Yeah, he's got invalid.
He's got validated, yeah. So he still has, if he wants to, he can still go again. I'll say, has he even fueled for 2 laps? I don't even know.
I believe he has. I think he's got 2.4 fuel, so he should be okay. But
okay, he's fine with fuel.
Bad Boy still on an outlap, so I'm gonna sort of stay with Bad Boy when he starts his laps. Obviously, being sort of championship involved, I sort of want to get his lap. But Skiven has started another lap. Black Mamba has indeed retired after setting out 5.8, so it is incredibly close between the top 5 will top 8. So anything can happen.
The top 8 all in the 5s.
Yeah,
all in the 5s. That's crazy.
But
really
I think Bad Boy has indeed started his lap. He's going to start his lap, so we're going to go on board with the man himself. Of course, if Bad Boy wins today, then I think he does wrap up the championship. So no pressure, Bad Boy. We've heard from the man himself that he has invalidated his first run earlier on in the session, so hopefully he can get this one right. So he comes through turn 1. Oh, he goes wide. He's invalidated. Oh no!
Game over.
That is game over for Bad Boy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, head is
exactly what
gone.
It's exactly what I meant. When you leave it all to the last second, and Skiven on pole.
Oh wow,
with a 5.6. Take that, and that he did 2 laps. So take that. That is a message. That sends out a very clear. That's not even close in Austria standards. That's like a mile and a half. That is, he's like, yeah, see you later, boys. I'm getting pole. You can do whatever you want behind me, but that's it. That is a really competitive performance, man. That is fantastic. Let's see if anyone else is on hot laps. I think Scuba's on a hot lap.
Yeah, Scuba's on a hot lap. Now, wouldn't it be funny if someone like Scuba got pole?
Oh, could you imagine? He sets a 5.5. Scuba's fuming. No, need it. There you go. He'll finally come around the final 2 corners. Downshift twice. Just missed the apex, but it's all good. Keeping it tidy. Not going to get any corner cuts. So his lap's going to be definitely valid. Let's see what time he's going to do.
Oh,
and he did not improve.
Well, he did improve, but he actually got invalidated. And I think he actually. I'm going to see what he set. So I think he actually could have went pole. He set a 5.646.
5.64. That would have got him.
That would have got him pole.
Bearing in mind, we don't know like if you cut a lot, if it will just make gain time for that. But I can't imagine you can't really gain that much time cutting in Austria really. Compared to some other tracks, so he's kind of kicking himself. He's kicking himself considering that he could have got pole.
Yeah, but he's starting P4.
Away, but
it's
still a solid result regardless.
Yeah, and one person's gonna be happy with that is Skiven. He gets pole from Black Mamba in second, and I got a Growing Spear. I'm gonna say in third. Scuba, of course, has to pace for pole in fourth. Then we've got Paulovic in fifth. ZR Mercedes in sixth. Pog, or as Frisky likes to call him, a GG in 7th.
That's his name.
And I didn't get the rest of the standings, but I don't think there is a formation lap, so I think it is literally straight to 5 red lights.
To the race. Okay. Just interesting note, I think Merck qualified outside of the top 10, which pretty much made his qualifying irrelevant in a way, because he's not starting in the top 10, so he can choose any tie regardless. So maybe he would have thought, because he was still quick, maybe if he got actually the lap in the ultras, he could have maybe been like top 5 possibly.
I think Mark could have easily challenged top 5, if maybe even top 3, because he set a 6.2 and Skeven set
a low 6.
A 5.6, so it was only 6 tenths of pole, so that's, I think, what the ultra soft to super soft is, what, 4 or 5 tenths, so I mean, he definitely challenged.
Yeah, obviously the tire deltas between the different compounds won't be as big as some other tracks, because it's short, but it will definitely make a difference.
Yeah, so we're going to go straight to 5 red lights and see what tyres everyone's on. Skimming from pole, Scuba in second. Okay, so Skimming gets a good start from Scuba in wait. Right, this is all messed up.
No. Yeah, it's all messed up. But Scuba gets a good start. I think that Scuba actually getting P2. I'm sorry, but the timings on the left are completely in the wrong order. So, yeah. We have to work with it. But Scuba gets a clean start. He's up at the P1. He kept his position. I think that's Scuba in the Mercedes. He's in. Okay, the time is alright. Okay, so we've got Scuba in P1, got Black Mamba in P2, and we got Beer 4 in P3. Actually, Scuba is in P4, and he's actually trying to fend off for P5. And FIFA tried it on the outside, not really going to make it work, and a bit of contact, but it all goes, all stay through. So I think the top 4 stays the same. Yeah. But we're all back up and running now. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, and Bad Boy up into 12th. He is started on the Super Soft, so this is a guaranteed 1 stop for Bad Boy after the guys on Ultra
Bad Boy. Yeah, definitely going to be the one to watch out. And Merc dropped back a position, I think. So Skeven, he's already. Skeven's nearly 7 times clear on the first.
Sorry, King Mick down into the last corner. What a move! I think it was on Lambo. Now Lambo's under pressure from. No, it's King Mick again. So I'm getting a bit confused here. And King Mick fends off Lambo, and then Westgard and them Super Softs. Looking like he's got pace, but up in front, Skeven, half a second gap to Black Mamba, but Lambo going to go around the outside of King Mick, down into the hairpin. Will they leave space? A little bit of contact, but I think King Mick just fends off Lambo.
AMD's off. AMD, AMD and Ollie's off. AMD starting the lap 2, he was off the grass, and I think they came together in the hairpin, so they're gonna, no damage seems to be done, but dirty tires and a lot of lost time there, so they're definitely going to be having words after the race, maybe with some fists, we don't know, but yeah, that's not good stuff. But we got Merc back up into 12th.
Oh, sorry, there's a Ferrari there. I think that's Lambo. Yeah, Lambo's off.
Yeah. So coming out there, maybe traction was a little bit weak, and he just seems to lost the back end. We got GG up into P8, and we got Skeven. Skeven's about to do well. He's going to check out in a minute. If he gets out of DRS, it's going to be game over. But saying that, Black Mamba, you know, he's still just within the second, so maybe if we just stay there a little bit, he could get DRS and start a pullback. But the gap between the top 3 looks pretty even, and then we got Scuba coming up the rear from BF4.
Yeah, and just on board with Bad Boy, and he's got no damage, so he's done well so far. He's about to go down the inside of a GG for P9.
Okay, this is going to be a good move.
And
I can sense already. He's in the slipstream with Wesker.
Yeah, so I don't know whether he might go for a little bit of dive on Wesker to try and get 2 into 1 corner, but he's actually staying back.
He's clever. He's clever. Yeah. He played the long game. He broke earlier, and now he's even going to get the traction on GG. He's going to, if you're going to hold it round the outside, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic move. Fair play from Drive for both of them. He just getting squeezed off there.
Yeah. Oh, good move.
Lucky. He
still there though.
He's still there.
Bad Boy gets the move done.
I have to give him massive props for that, considering that he's on the slower, harder tyre as well. Oh no.
Williams is off.
What's happened there?
I think. Wait.
Williams off.
Who is
that's
that? Is that?
No, it's
Merc. No, it's Merc. It's Merc. And Ollie's out.
Merc and Ollie's out. I would have to say, an AMD left.
Okay.
It's not. I'm not too sure. That must have been a big crash. And if we just quickly take your eyes up to the front here, Black Mamba is in half a second of Skeven. So maybe if Skeven made a mistake here or something, but he's right back in DRS zone, and this is going to get a bit juicier. Black Mamba, I actually think he has the pace right now because he pulled a little bit away from BF4. So maybe it's not all over. Maybe Skeven just, you know, reserving his tyres, keeping his fuel in check. But Skeven back and stepping out there a little bit. Maybe he's feeling the pressure. We're not too sure. But riding the ball with Black Mamba here, for me, he's looking under control, and yeah, he's looking pretty good.
Run. He's got a good run here coming into the third sector. So if he can carry this run into the DRS, then he should make a move on Skeven for the lead. So come into the final couple of corners.
Yeah, very nice what he did there. He just pulled out. Obviously wasn't going to make the move, but it's just to try to put pressure on the driver. I've actually got BF4 there, actually got a few seconds time for it already, and we're only on lap 5 here, so that is not good. Yeah, really impressed with Black Mamba's driving. He's really, even in the day, he's keeping it nice, clean, consistent. In the apex, he's not running wide, not spinning up the rear. It's looking really good for him.
Yeah, and Lambo's off again at exit of turn 1. And one thing we didn't actually talk about Frisky is time penalties.
Yeah, oh of course. Austria time penalties is harsh. As you know, anyone who played the game would know. Running a little bit wide, you know, you'll get Charlie Ryan was slapped with the face with a warning, and later a 3-second time penalty. So time penalties are definitely going to play a big role in this. Even if your pace is not as strong, we have no time penalties, you will definitely make up a couple of positions here.
Yeah, and back on board with Black Mamba, and again through that fast sector 2, he seems to make up a lot of time on Skeven, but through this third sector, I feel like Skeven just ekes out a little bit of a gap again, coming into the last corner. I feel like Skeven is taking more of a curve and risking it more, but Black Mamba definitely playing the long game here, not wanting to get any time penalties because it is very harsh, especially on the exit of turn 1 here. If you go wide on like that, like we've just seen Skeven doing. It's not only that, he's now got a poor run, and Black Mamba now has a run on Skeven. Can Black Mamba make a move into the hairpin? It's going to be close, it's going to be a dark bomb if he does go for it. I think he's going to go for it. No, he isn't, stays behind.
Very clever.
And now who gets a better run? I think Skeven just might have got a better run, but with the DRS. Can Black Mamba make a move? I don't think he can. I think Skeven just got that much of a better run. But behind them we've got Scuba catching up to Beer in third, so looking like a two-way fight for podium. And up behind we've got Bad Boy down inside of Wesker. Of course, these two both from Supersoft, so performance is equal for both these guys, and Bad Boy does make the move on Wesker, so Bad Boy up into P8. But up in front we've got Scuba now up into P3. We've missed that. As
he missed that sadly, I feel that Beerful would made a mistake there because he's a fair bit way back, so I'm not too sure. That was a clean move. Skeven went a bit wide there, I feel. Yeah. But if I was Black Mamba, I'll be in two minds. He could either sit behind Skeven, stay behind Skeven. Skeven has good pace. He could sit behind him, turn down the fuel, save some fuel, stay with him with DRS, and try to pull away from Scuba. Or if he does fully have the pace over Skeven, he has to get aggressive now and try to make a move stick if he does fully have the better pace.
Yeah, I agree. And going to quickly look at the battle for the lead again. And again, Skeven at that hairpin gets a much better run, but behind them we've got Scuba and Beer going at it again, and Scuba manages to hold off the man in fourth place. But going back to Bad Boy, he's actually down into 9th place, so I don't know if he made a mistake, but Lambo got past him, and Wesker into turn 1 almost got past as well. So
maybe we missed the absolute masterclass of a double overtake here, but we actually got Bad Boy. He's pretty close, so he's going to try to fight back here. He's not too far off the lead, I would say, considering he's starting on the harder time all the way back. So if he can get past him and just set some consistent lap times, he'll be definitely in there in a fight for maybe even a top 5 or even a podium.
Yeah, and Skeven at that last corner just keeps on going wide, but luckily I think Black Mamba just keeps on making little mistakes. So yeah, I mean at the moment Skeven keeping Black Mamba at bay. But talking point of course of this race is Bad Boy bottling qualifying, and so far hasn't really made movements that I thought he would make. I feel like Bad Boy would have been on it, but Lambo getting a terrible run out of turn 1, went wide on exit, and now Bad Boy will have to go around the outside, go a long way round. But of course Lambo being on them ultra softs, they're going to die soon, so then super softs will be the better tyre, and he does go around the outside and does get the move done. So well done to Bad Boy there for making up on a mistake from earlier. Yeah, good traction as well from Bad Boy. Of course, Bad Boy running no TC, I believe, so fair play to him. And now Lambo has the McLaren of Wesker, who goes deep. So yeah, see if Wesker can make a move. But up at the front, not really much going on. Skeven getting that gap back out to half a second. So I think the gap hasn't. The flags. Yeah. Oh, we got Paulovic. We got T. He's off in the sidebar. Not too sure whether that was Java error or some type of contact racing incident, but he's dropped down a load of positions. We've got Lambo with a 3-second time penalty, and he's gonna he's coming in the pits. So possibly damaged, or he could just want to get off the tyres. I'm not too sure. Yeah, but up at the front again, Black Mamba closing the gap, but we'll just see Skeven's traction out the hairpin is just slightly better. And Black Mamba just can't get nothing, even with DRS and slipstream. Of course, for people leaving the lobby, you've got to account for maybe slipstream glitch. So maybe maybe Black Mamba might be getting a little bit frustrated now. But with it being lap 9, I feel like some people will be in the pits in the next couple laps.
If I was Black Mamba right now, I would be feeling really confident, because from me watching him driving, I don't feel like he's pushing for an overtake here. I think he's just kind of sitting back, trying to pull out a gap for P3. As I say that, he's getting very close to Skeven there. He's not going to do it up the inside, surely not. No. He had a half look there, but I think that would just mainly put Skeven under pressure.
And again, at that last corner, I feel like Black Mamba's car sort of understeers just slightly into the last corner, and he's just losing time to Skeven. But down into turn 1 now, and it looks like Black Mamba's actually managed to nail the exit, and he might have.
He should go for a move here.
A little 100%.
Look. He should definitely go for a move here.
Into turn 2, is he going to go for it? I think he is. He is.
He's going for the move.
Down the inside, Skeven not really given the space.
Fair racing from Skeven. There could be a case there to argue that if Skeven didn't move out the way, there would be contact. But actually now Black Mamba's gonna have the DRS to pull away. But Skeven's still staying close in his slipstream. And as you can see, Skeven is a lot more racy, like compared to Black Mamba. As soon as he got overtaken, he was back in the slipstream. I'm assuming he would turn up the car to max engine, and he would want to get on the attack immediately. So now we're gonna see Black Mamba's defending and see what he can do here. But very good move by him. But fair play, and fair play from Skeven as well for turning out of there.
Yeah, or we could see some pit stops. We could see Skeven pit trying to get an undercut on Black Mamba, but Skeven does carry on, as does Black Mamba, and he picks up a time penalty as well.
That's not good.
It's not good, but that allows Scuba then. Scuba's actually closing up as well, so yeah, it's going to be...
So if I just run through this quickly, Black Mamba only has 1 warning compared to Skeven's. Skeven has a penalty and another warning. So for next 6 seconds, I believe. So that's a bit worrying for him there. And Scuba's actually clean. So if it comes down to penalties, Scuba could actually win this, as it stands.
Yeah, and looking at the ultra softs on Skeven and Black Mamba, they look pretty worn. So as I said, pit stops will be key, especially for the likes of Skeven, Scuba, and even Groansby in 4th place. They're all within a second of each other. So if someone makes that call first, then they're going to gain massively compared to the guys ahead or behind them.
Going to the weather now. The weather, they can't stay out on these tyres till it rains. So I feel that we're going to have maybe a bit of a drizzle at the end of the race, but I don't think it'll be hard enough to go to full-on inters. But saying that, the track does look like it's been getting darker, so that might be another layer to the race that will come later. Yeah,
maybe there is rain forecast. Maybe the guys in Ultrasofts are trying to get to that rain period. But Bad Boy in 7th, the gap a couple laps ago was 4 seconds to King Mick. It's now 2.8. So these Supersofts definitely coming into their own right now. And you can see just ahead of Bad Boy, you've got King Mick, ZL Mercedes, and Groansby in 4th place. So you've got 6th, 5th, and 4th all within a second of each other. So Bad Boy can keep this pace up. Then he's looking at maybe a 4th, even a 3rd place finish. So he'll definitely be a contender for driver of the day, without a shadow of a doubt.
So when he catches up, 100%. So when he catches up to P6, that's kind of like half the job done, really, because then they've got 6th, 5th, or 4th all right there within probably like a couple of temps. So that's really going to be interesting come to the end of the race. But Black Mamba, the gap from Skeven is been hovering around 6-7 temps, and that's interesting because the gap when Skeven was ahead was roughly about half a second to about 3 temps. So possibly Black Mamba does have the pace, and Skeven again.
He's feeling the pressure. I'm just on board with Skeven for that 3rd sector. His tyres look absolutely shot. So I think these guys are definitely trying to go to the rain period, because them clouds are looking very, very nasty, and the track, as you said, Frisky, is getting darker. So we could see some rain.
If they are going to try to go to the rain period, it's not going to come within the first stint, because it's nowhere near. I feel personally, I could be wrong, but I feel like if rain is going to come, it's going to be at the end of the race, and it's definitely not going to come within the next 5 laps, because they're taking these Ultrasofts to quite the extreme here.
Yeah, and 4th, 5th, and 6th are all fighting, and now Bad Boy is within 6 temps. So just proves how much time you can lose battling. As now ZL Mercedes is in 4th, King Mick and Groansby are fighting for 5th place, and Bad Boy just taking a watching brief. I mean, if I was Bad Boy, I'd be doing the same, not taking any risks. As coming on board with Bad Boy now.
Yeah, he's caught right up to the gearbox of the McLaren. Funny enough, the McLaren was actually in P4 there.
Ooh, Bad Boy.
He dropped 2 positions.
Yeah.
Wow, he got him.
Yeah, I think
must have been a mistake.
No, the McLaren's pitting, so the McLaren backed out.
Puncture. He had on my screen. He has a puncture. I'm not too sure that's legitimate.
Oh yeah, he had a puncture. Yeah, he had a puncture.
sometimes there is a glitch where it shows a puncture for spectators, but doesn't actually happen in the race. But regardless, they're in. So absolute chaos in the pit lane here, and obviously, Bad Boy on his super softs, absolutely loving life up into P3. Doesn't have to worry about none of that waffling. And Mercedes is in sight. I would think that Mercedes would come in, just because he's gonna lose so much position if he doesn't, because all the people that he was battling around him did come in. But let's see if actually Babel will go on a move for Mercedes here. He's in the slipstream, he puts it down into standard, he's not going to go for it.
Ooh,
or is he?
He thought about it, it's half-hearted.
It was half-hearted. It's kind of like Merc left the door open and then closed it. Merc back end kind of all over the place there, because yeah, look, you can see the pace difference between these two tyres when worn ultras and kind of okay supers. So yeah, Merc is finished, and this is holding up Bad Boy, so he might lost about a second or so staying behind Merc, but Merc comes into the pit lane. He breaks well in advance. That's very fair play and clever by Merc, because the pit entrance in Austria is a bit dangerous because it cuts in the corner. But yeah, Black Mamba up into P2 now, and he's up into P1 because everyone around him pitted. So it's going to be interesting to see the time gap between Bad Boy and the guys who pitted. And also to mention, Wesker is also in P2 as well.
Yeah, okay, so after all that, the gap between Skeven and Black Mamba, I think, is 1.9 seconds, so I don't know where Black Mamba found a second, but it's now 2.2.
Wow.
So Black Mamba making these soft tyres work, and again, look at the clouds for Ski. The clouds are definitely coming in. So
do you know, I do feel that maybe starting on the Ultras was the right idea, because now they're going to be on fresh of the hardest tyres, and obviously when it starts to downpour, it's best to be on the hardest compounded tyre. So maybe this wasn't to be as a bad thing, not starting on the supers. And what's for me personally going to be interesting, if the rain does come, is can Bad Boy actually stay out to maybe wait to go in the inters, or does he have to come in and put on another set of dry tyres, which would kind of mean that all his good work kind of has been undone there.
Yeah, and I think we are going to see some rain, because the McLaren driver of Groensbeard did actually pit, and he actually put on another set of ultra softs. So wow. I don't know. I mean, this could be just a very, very aggressive two-stop. But again, or we could be seeing some rain. As into the third sector, you can just see how dark the clouds are. And Skeven sets the fast up in the race.
Yeah.
So Skeven on a charge, but I mean, the McLaren driver 6/10 quicker on them ultra softs, so if it is going to rain, then he's definitely going to be sort of within the top 5 finish, because he's got 3.6 seconds to make on Scuba, who did pit and did come out on a set of softs. But at the moment, you have to say it's advantage Bad Boy and even Wesker, who
bearing in mind Bad Boy, I think he within like a lap or two he pulled like well over a second from Wesker, so you know Wesker's not entirely on Bad Boy's level yet. But Wesker's going to get caught fairly soon, I would say, in like maybe the next lap or two, because now all the guys behind him are going to be on fresh softs, while he's going to be on worse than super softs.
Yeah, and Bad Boy is pitting. He is pitting, so this could be this has to be a set of softs.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Wesker carries on.
Yeah, Wesker carries on. Okay, fair enough. Maybe he wasn't going to make it to the rain period, so there's no point. Come to piss up, put a nice fresh set of softs. Sorry, and Black Mamba has a time penalty.
And Skeven is actually gaining time again on Black Mamba, so this is going to be a very, very close finish if it continues like this. And Bad Boy comes out in 7th place, and he's actually been overtaken by ZL Mercedes. So
then almost side by side here.
Yeah, ZL Mercedes has got the move done. So Bad Boy will of course have DRS. Can Bad Boy get a better run? I don't think he can. So Bad Boy will have to stay behind ZL Mercedes. So now Bad Boy drops to 8th place, but up at the front, Black Mamba he's in within 3 tenths to Wesker. And Wesker is a just sorry state right now on them super. So of course, if Wesker needs to pit, then he's not doing a good job, because Black Mamba's on his inside, but Wesker does give him the place, and Wesker does stay out again. So I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what Wesker's doing.
He's got the guys on fresh supers. They're going to be lapping like what, maybe even a second quicker. So he's going to be losing so much time. If he's trying to stay out for rain, I don't think that's the right strategy call. Or he could be trying to stretch out the stint and maybe go to ultra softs, but even then it will be too long and it wouldn't make much sense. So I'm not too sure on Weska's strategy at the minute.
Yeah, and now it's Skeeven's turn to get past Wesker, and Skeeven actually is it within 1.2 seconds to Black Mamba. So on these soft tyres, Skeeven's definitely enjoying life.
You know, either he might have got back into the rhythm, or he just enjoying these soft tyres a lot more, because his pace does seem a lot more convincing. As Wesker gets out the way and then comes back on.
Wow, that is a very bold move from Skeeven. I'm sorry, that was sort of late. I don't think Skeeven was expecting Wesker to mess up.
Yeah,
mess up that corner.
That was a bit weird, because going into the corner, Wesker kind of pulled over to the side to try to say to Skeeven like, yeah, you're quick to go through. And then he kind of came back onto the racing line, so that was a bit iffy. And because of that, he lost about almost like 9 attempts to Black Mamba. So he did lose a good chunk of time for that little mini battle with Wesker there. So it's going to be interesting to see where Wesker rejoins. He's currently 9th, coming up the pit lane now. Pit lane is off, and it looks like it's going to be a comfortable P9 just about. It's important that he gets ahead of the Salva, because he pulled a lot earlier, and he does. So yeah, good from Wesker. But he did lose a lot of time to P8 there.
Yes, he did. 8 seconds now behind Lambo. Now, of course, these two were close at the start of the race, but Wesker doing the extra laps on them supers. And
may pay off in the end. Just to mention that I'm not sure. Bad Boy did get ahead of Mercedes. I'm not too sure if you mentioned that.
Yeah. I mentioned Jedi Mercedes getting past, but I didn't mention Bad Boy getting back past.
Okay, so yeah, Bad Boy's up into P6 now, and so he's going to be trying to hunt down Kim Mick here and try to get to the double 2 digits paying positions here into P5. Yeah, but the gap is Bad Boy still has a long way to go to catch top 4 there. So you know, he still has a lot of work to do here.
Yep, he does. And I've just been informed by Matt in the chat saying that he's just had some info and it's due to stay dry, so there is no rain on the way anytime soon. So man, I don't know, because them clouds do look quite dark, but of course I think Matt is I think Matt is talking to Scuba, so I believe Scuba might have told him that there is no rain on the way. So it's going to be a full dry race, and now we can see what Bad Boy can do, because he's 1.3 seconds behind King Mick now, so he's catching a couple attempts each lap.
Yeah, he's going to be within a second fairly soon. I mean, yeah, once he gets DRS, he can pull even closer, so he's definitely going to be looking for the overtake within maybe the next lap or two, and try to push to get to top 4. But bearing in that, therefore he is on the supers, he is on the ultra soft, so his pace is going to be a lot quicker, but he can't do that pace for much longer. So he must be going on a 2-stop then. So that's an interesting strategy for him. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he said like, look, I don't want to deal with the harder tire. I just want to be setting fast lap times, and I'm going to make up the time that I lose in the pit lane with a faster car.
Yep, and the gap between Black Mamba and Scuba staying at 2 seconds. So these two lapping at the same pace, and Scuba not that far behind Skeeven. So if Skeeven makes a mistake, then Scuba could be within DRS. And of course, the McLaren driver Gronsbeer in 4th place. I mean, he has to pit again, but he should be going onto a set of super soft, so when he does pit, he'll definitely be one of the quickest on the track. But he's still catching up to Scuba, so we could have a fight for 3rd place. But Bad Boy now 7 attempts to King Mick. So
well within a second of King Mick.
Yeah, and Bad Boy's actually dragging Zedon Mercedes along with him too, because since Bad Boy's got past, Zedon Mercedes hasn't exactly disappeared. He's still within DRS, so Zedon Mercedes could be saving fuel and maybe looking to make a charge later on in the race. But Bad Boy looking like the man on the charge at the minute.
Just staying on board with the Mercedes real quick, just to see if he's doing any fuel saving. He's Skeeven once again another 3-second time penalty. So he is so that's what, about 9 seconds worth of penalties. So Skeeven is pushing very hard, and he is kind of paying the price for it there.
He is
staying
definitely
on with Mark here. I don't think he's really saving fuel, as we have yellow flags in sector 2. Oh! Black Mamba spun it!
Ooh.
He has got a double front wing.
Wow, and now he's going to be under pressure from King Mick. And oh, King Mick's on the grass. Look at Bad Boy. Bad Boy's on the outside. Bad Boy up into 5th place.
Wow.
Can he take Black Mamba for 4th? Oh, King Mick!
No, come on.
Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all.
Wow.
Oh my God, Black Mamba's on the grass.
No.
Oh, they're both off. Oh my God.
Oh man.
That is not what you want to see. Luckily, Bad Boy wasn't involved in that and didn't get any damage. But it's just terrible racing from King Mick and Black Mamba. I'm going to keep an eye on this.
If I'm going to be honest, that was extremely poor. I would say, because King Mick, he kind of got on the DRS straight. He kind of got squeezed off onto the grass, and I personally think his head just went. He threw up the inside. He hit him off, and then Black Mamba was like, you know what? From my view, he looked like he just went straight into the side of him. That is not what you want to see. Very poor racing. I think Black Mamba initially spun it by himself on the traction, and from then on out, that was a bit of a absolute crash fest there.
So it's easy to laugh because obviously we're commentating, but I mean, if I was involved in that, if I was an innocent bystander, I'd be very annoyed at the standard of driving.
I mean, you know, I don't want to be too harsh here, but that was from a standard, from a driving standards viewpoint, that was extremely poor.
That was a typical five lap lobby.
Almost like, yeah, it was. I mean, I don't want to take it that far, but it was like they were just out there to kind of take it, just to crash to each other, really.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just, you know, pure anger in the heat of the moment. I think that we'll take a step back and look at that and just say, like, look, we were both in the wrong here, but definitely some talking to us, some penalties.
Oh, sorry, Black Mamba again involved. Black Mamba is pitting, and before he pit, he did tap Wesker's wing, and Wesker now has half a wing. So
wow, that's not good, because Black Mamba on my screen, both of his front end plates are missing, so he's going to be lacking severe amounts of pace. I don't know why I didn't pit immediately. Black Mamba raced from leading the race to being into the last points paying position. He has a 5-second stop go penalty as well, as it seemed on my screen. So this is the definition of 0 to 0. Yeah, he's going to be any Leicester session. Yeah,
it's not surprising. I don't know, like that whole incident was, you know, because Black Mamba spun, obviously King Mick did get a better run, and Black Mamba just forced him on the grass, and King Mick, well, I mean, he just said, you know what, I'm going to shove it down your inside whether you like it or not, and luckily Bad Boy was there as well, but he didn't actually get any damage. But yeah, other than that, just terrible driving from both of them.
Yeah, that was extremely poor to see, and you know, you never want to see that from league racing. I mean, the whole point why you do league race is to race hard, and fair really is the main thing, and that was neither of them. Well, it definitely wasn't fair for sure. But that did play into Bad Boy's hands hugely, and now he's going to be on the back of Mercedes now here.
Yeah, and Mercedes, you know, actually was the big winner.
Yeah, because he was what, like about P5, P6.
Yeah, he got he was right behind Bad Boy. Now he's ahead of Bad Boy. So yeah, I mean, Bad Boy is still on for maybe even second place, because obviously Skeven does have 9 seconds worth of penalties, and Bad Boy only has, I think, 3 seconds. So yeah, I mean, if he can get within 6 seconds of Skeven, sorry, then he could find himself finished ahead of Skeven. Yeah,
so Bad Boy really does have one time penalty. Skeven has about 67,000, as it looks like. Yeah, but saying that, the absolute opposite. Okay, actually, we've got Bad Boy in the move here.
Oh wow!
Down the inside of Mercedes in the final corner. It's going to make it.
Oh, was that a Mercedes goes very wide though?
Wide there, yeah.
But he does get a better run from it. Okay. So Zona Mercedes could go back down the inside into turn 1.
I'm not too sure the legality of this move here.
He does
make this stick. I mean, considering he kind of did gain time off track technically. Yeah. I'm not too sure about the legality of that, but you know, that doesn't matter now, because now they're legitimately fine here. Yeah. As Bad Boy goes for the defensive move, inside line, very good. He's just gonna say,
"Oh wow, is that on Mercedes though? Wow, on the outside, what a move!" And he's got DRS.
DRS. He's laughing all the way to the back here. Fantastic move.
Wow.
I think Bad Boy dropped off a bit there. He was like, wow, I didn't expect it. Like,
so did I.
Bad Boy did absolutely textbook defending there. Without doubt, Mercedes were like, yeah, that doesn't even matter. I'm just going to drive on the
Yeah,
outside.
mate.
I think
Jeez.
fantastic driver there.
What a move by Zed on Mercedes.
As they're battling, they're going to be losing time to P2. The gap's nearly 8 seconds there, so maybe they might start wanting to think like, I don't want to battle with you. Let's try to catch up to P2, and you know, we'll take it from there.
Yeah, and that bad boy on the attack again on Zed on Mercedes.
Well, they're not going to listen to me at all, so they're back on the attack.
And that bad boy is going to try to go around the outside. No, he doesn't. Wants the better run out of turn 1. He does get that. Now, will he try what Zed on Mercedes did, or will Zed on Mercedes defend the outside? I think Zed on Mercedes is running lower downforce because he's
Low
gaining
wings.
on the straight. Yeah. Now, bad
Even
boy.
in the slipstream, he was gaining.
Yeah, it's
That's all
mad.
about traction here.
Oh, Zed on Mercedes got a better
A
traction.
little bit of a kick out there. He will pull some of that time lost with the DRS, but not much. Yeah. So he dropped about maybe like about two tenths there, 10 for 2. But this could be a ding-dong battle to the end here. And I just think it'd be worthy to mention that actually Beer 4 did pit. He's onto the supers now, as you did say. It's in P6 just ahead of Kim Mick, so he's going to be going to the end and he's going to be quick. And he's possibly maybe could fight back up to 5th, try and get Lambo. Maybe if your tie goes off, you could get Lambo, but I think P4 might be a bit of a stress. But talking about P4, Bad Boy's back in the attack again here for Mercedes. Coming around the final 2 corners. He's not taking this lane down. He's like, you drive around my outside, I'm going to have you here. So really good drive here for the final corner. DRS open, and because of the lap cards, Mercedes actually get a slipstream himself. DRS himself, sorry. But Bad Boy thought better off it going.
He's got a better run there. He's got a better run coming out of turn 1. Zed on Mercedes, what is he going to do? Is he going to defend the inside or outside? But again, he
hasn't really picked a side. I'm
not
not too sure about that. He was kind of wondering. He went a bit deep there.
Yeah, he did go a bit deep, but again, got the better exit, and he's just got a good straight line speed. You know, he gets a good exit, and Bad Boy can't do anything down the straight.
Yeah, that's really interesting to see, because even, you know, if he's not going to get the better exit, better traction than Merc, then he literally cannot overtake him. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this pans out. But the gap between them and P2 has been pretty much 8 seconds, 7.9. So it hasn't really increased or gone down. I would say it's actually been increasing slightly. It's 8.1 now. But Scuba is in the prime position for winning this race. Absolute prime position for winning this race. I would go almost as far as saying if he doesn't win, I'd be surprised, because the amount of time penalty Scuba has. You know, Scuba could.
Scuba could win this race. As it stands, a Bad Boy.
Inside from T1.
Zed on Mercedes
side by side.
is on the outside again. So could we see a repeat of a couple laps ago, where Zed on Mercedes just drove straight down, straight around the outside, and he's going to go for it again.
Wow.
And he does it again.
Fantastic racing.
Wow.
Holds it around the outside.
Fair play to Zed on Mercedes, and he's going to get the inside. Is he? No, he's not. I think Bad Boy just got a bit of his car there. He has. And Bad Boy goes down the inside. Zed on Mercedes round the outside again, but Bad Boy. Oh, I think Zed on Mercedes just got a better run. They're still side by side.
Oh my goodness!
Zed on Mercedes down the inside. Bad Boy round the outside. They're still side by. Oh, contact! A little bit of contact. Keep it. Oh, he kept it. He kept it. Okay, nothing too major.
But cleverly, Mercedes saw that Bad Boy was going to probably spin it, because that he backed out a little bit there, and I would just say absolutely fantastic driving by both of them. Hard, close racing, and I would say that made up for the little bit of a tragedy we had earlier on. But yeah, these two, this is how I do league racing: hard, fair, clean, good sportsmanship. This is exactly what you want to see.
Yeah. But I wouldn't count Zed on Mercedes out of this just yet. You know, he's shown that he has got the same pace as Bad Boy, if not a little bit quicker, especially on them straights. And now still within DRS, so we could see Zed on Mercedes make another move on Bad Boy, because his straight line speed tonight has been absolutely incredible. Yeah,
he's almost like he's not running a front wing, because when it was side by side, he just pulled away like he hit Noz or something. It was absolutely fantastic to see. But yeah, definitely he does have the straight line advantage over Bad Boy. So if Bad Boy can't get out of DRS here, he's going to be in trouble, or they're going to be fighting about for P3 to the end of the race, because right now they're outside of 9 seconds on Bad Boy, so they lost about a second, 1.5 seconds there. So you know, if they did want it to get PT or they were high up the grid, you know, it's not really looking good for them. But I do think, you know, this is going to be the battle for P3, and it's definitely going to be the one to watch.
Definitely, and up in front, Scuba catching Skeven. So, battle for the lead is heating up, and with 5 laps remaining, Scuba is on course to get his first win in F2, as Skeven has, as Frisky said earlier, 64,000 penalties.
Precisely. Yeah, he'll finish this race and end up in 2004. But interested to say, on lap 31, Scuba has not got one warning, not even one time penalty, not one warning. So that just shows how cleanly consistent he is. And he's been actually catching up with Scuba, I would have to say, because the gap was around 2.1-ish, and now he's down to 1.5 seconds here. So Scuba could even possibly get the move done on track here, as quite a few drivers do get 3 second time penalties. But yeah, I mean, Scuba has been driving a really good race here. Pretty much textbook stuff.
Definitely, and Bad Boy now up into well, I haven't really noticed it, but he's actually up into a podium now, so from last on the grid to 3rd place. Definite contender for a driver today. But I mean, if he can still get within I think 5 or 6 seconds, then he might overtake Skeven as well. I don't think he's going to overtake Scuba, because as you said, Scuba hasn't even got a warning. So all Scuba needs to do at this point is just stay with Skeven and keep it consistent as he has been doing. So just a quickly mention, Bad Boy and Mercedes both had 3 second time penalty each, so it's pretty much fair play with them too. You know, so they can't lose or make they can't like gain a position in post-race penalties. So yeah, they would have to be within 6 seconds of Skeven to get him, because they have 3 seconds time penalty themselves. You know, the driver you want to be right now is Scuba. Clean, fast, consistent, hasn't got into any troubles throughout the race, not even one warning, so that's really testament to how consistent he is. Yeah, definitely. Fair play to Scuba. I mean, if Scuba wins his race, then, you know, I mean, I know Bad Boy's done well, but, I mean, first win in F2, got to be driver today for Skeven. Scuba, sorry, not Skeven. Yeah. Both sound the same. You know,
pretty much, but saying that, you know, Skeven has drove a good race. You know, no mistakes within, you know, actually spinning out, which, you know, Black Boy has. Black Mamba, sorry. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I got a bit mixed up there. I couldn't see the name, but yeah, only, you know, just getting some penalties, and you know that is all part and parcel of racing. You know, he's going to be looking at a little bit unfortunate, because I don't think Scuba could really get the overtake done out on track. I mean, he did close the gap a little bit, but you know, it's been pretty much around 1.5, 1.7 seconds. So, you know, but yeah, Scuba's going to be disappointed with, if it stays things the way it stays now, he's going to be losing the race win down to penalties.
Yeah, definitely. And another note as well, that the McLaren driver, Growins a beer, I still don't know how to say his name, so I apologise if I'm butchering his name, but he's actually caught up to the back of Lambo. So those super soft tyres.
As I said earlier, you know, on those super softs, as the softs start to go off start to fade, you know, he's going to be right back in the game, acting a little bit lively here. So he's definitely going to be looking for a move here.
Oh, goes wide though. Goes very wide actually. Yeah. But Lambo goes wide on exits. That does sort of keep the gap to half a second, and he will get DRS. Let's see how they do into turn 1. Who gets a better exit?
Oh, yeah. Not to dampen anyone's mood here, but Lambo does seem to have about 67 years of time penalties as well. So you know,
okay. Well,
PS4 is going to get P5 regardless. But it would be nice to see move on track anyway, and I'm sure he would like to do the same as well. As he get a really good corner there, nice exit speed, there it's open, and he's going to be looking for a move down into the next corner.
Yeah, but Lambo does go defensive, sort of just to give him a hint, as if to say, I'm not going to let you pass this easily. I know I have 67 years of penalties, but you're still not going to pass me that easily.
Yeah. You know, it's annoying to see the slipstream glitch, because I'm pretty sure it's in effect right now. You know, it does take away from the racing a bit, but you know, we don't make the game, sadly, and that's just the way it is. And the driver has a part of it, but it does make the overtakes more impressive because they don't have slipstream. Yeah, and
fight for 9th place. We've got Poe and Polovic, fight for P9 and 10. The two guys with the hardest names to say.
I've got a clue.
Oh my days. Jesus, yeah, but I think Polovic did make the move on Poe, so up into P9 now, and Poe actually still in the points, so fair play to him.
The gap between Bad Boy and Mercedes has been consistent. It's been around 7 tenths for a good few laps. But interested to say, Bad Boy has actually caught up. He's closed the gap between to P2 by about, I would say, about 2 seconds here. Both of them, because both Mercedes and Bad Boy. So this is what I meant. If they didn't battle for this couple of laps, they could have been within possibly maybe 5 seconds, because they do seem to have the pace here. Yeah, they're nearly down to 6 seconds as well. So Skeven could possibly drop even more positions, but I do think they would have to be within. Wait, if they're within 5 seconds, they could actually get Skeven, but it's within the last lap.
Well, it's 6.9 now, so
yeah,
there is every chance that, I mean, if Skeven's tyres are that gone, then Bad Boy could gain. And of course, he ain't battling Zed and Mercedes now, so
yeah,
sort of clean air for Bad Boy, and he has got fuel to push, and he is pushing. So I think maybe even Bad Boy knows that he could get potentially P2 in this race, but last lap of the race, and this race is just flown by.
Yeah, it's been a really quick race, really enjoyable. Scuba's fuel is looking a bit. He's actually fuel saving here. He's on 0.04 laps of fuel. Yes, he's cutting it short. He's flicking in between lean and standard, so he is fuel saving here. So that's why he dropped off about nearly almost a second from Steven.
Yeah, it's 5.8.
It doesn't. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Bad Boy and Mercedes are on the job here. And as Skeven comes around the final 2 corners,
yep, he's going to come across the line. He thinks he's won, but he hasn't. Skeven will cross the line to get P1, but it is Scuba who will win in Austria. And Bad Boy, will he get second place from Skeven? No, he doesn't. 1.4.
Wow.
And
that is, very close.
And Zed Mercedes finishes 4th. The McLaren driver Gronsby finishes 5th. Lambo in 6th, of course. Lambo with loads of time penalties. And Wesker, actually not really heard much from Wesker since he pitted. He's actually in 8th place, so he's going to come to the line now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that he pitted too late and he just lost too much time out on those supers.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
So Paulovic. Yeah.
Scuba nearly won by 7 seconds.
Yeah, he did. So I bet Scuba's a happy man right now. First win in F2, I believe, and Poe finishes in 10th place and was the last remaining runner. And yeah, Scuba getting a good win. Just a good race, to be fair. Not really.
Yeah.
The only drama would be in obviously the King Mick and Black Mamba situation, which no doubt will get looked at after the race by the stewards. I mean, it's just terrible racing, and you can see there Scuba, the only person to not get a time penalty. So
fantastic.
I don't know, man. I think driver of the day definitely between Scuba, Bad Boy, and just incredible racing all round. I
mean, I'm kind of, one half of me saying Scuba because he literally drove the perfect race, absolutely clean throughout, not even one warning, and he got the win from 4th place, so he was a little far down, but obviously at the same time, Bad Boy, absolutely fantastic drive, all the way from dead last to podium, so, fair play to both of them.
Definitely, and Bad Boy does keep his championship hopes alive for another round, but I think we're going to call it there. But I mean, considering it's been our first time commentating together, we've actually done pretty well.
Yeah, it's like we've been doing it for a couple of years, but yeah, really enjoyable race. Enjoy commentating on that. Yeah,
man, definitely. So what's the next race? Russia, I believe. So my name's been Cliffy, I've been with Frisky, and we'll see you next week for the Russian Grand Prix. Thank you and goodbye.